Well, we're out on a scout trip for some elk. I have a archery hunter's choice tag, so I can hunt spike and antlerless in this area. So I'm going to check some water holes, see if I can see some, maybe do some glassing from the mountains. I'll be backpacking in, probably camp out on top of one of these mountains out here in Strawberry Reservoir, and see what I can find. Just driving in at the moment. Well, here's what it is. Well, I'm literally sweating up a storm, so hats off. And it's fairly warm today, though there is some breeze, and that's making it kind of nice. And I'm thinking I'm about halfway to where I want to be, where I want to set up camp. And then after I set up camp, I'm going to start scouting out the water holes to look for elk. If I see deer, I'll film those as well. It's going to be fun, just mostly a wildlife shoot, see if I can see anything. It's really nice up here in Strawberry. I already saw some deer, some bucks coming in, so I'm fairly confident that I'll see more of those. And they're all covered in velvet right now, which is really cool. But looking for elk, so that's what my tag's for. I'm gonna see if I can find a good vantage point, so a place to set up camp in the woods. I kind of know where I am by the road that comes in here, but I want to find the mountaintop that we got to last time in my last scout. And I believe this should take me there. So, that way, into the brush. That's where we're going. Up the top. Gives you an eye of where I'm at right now. I'm deep in the forest. There's just so many tracks right here. This dirt is all loose because of wildlife crossing through here. It could even be cows as well, but there's a lot of deer track. There's a bunch of hoof marks there. I don't know if it's hard to see in the camera because it's harder to put things on film than it is to see them in real life. But there's a whole bunch right there, and just the whole way up this mountainside, I've been seeing tons of just deer tracks. I believe there's elk here too. There may even have been some coyote tracks that I saw, because it looks like dog. I don't think anyone's walking their dog around here. It could be, but it's less likely when I go up on a mountainside and there's no trails to it. So anyhow, well, found a little bit of scat. kind of old though. Looks like elk. So they have been through here. Last week, or 2 weeks ago, or it was 3 weeks ago, when I was up here with my bro, we found 2 piles of fresh scat, which means they had recently been bedded down there. So today I'm going to look around those areas, and it's kind of close by those water holes. So just going to see if I can find them. More elk turd right there. There's some really small ones right there. More here. More here. More there. It's not fresh, but they've been through here. That's for sure. That's a really nice sight. So, I'm almost up to that vantage point up there. I still need to find a place to set up the tent, so I'm contemplating where I want to put it. The nice thing having the camera when you go solo is you can talk to it, and then you can also take a break while you film stuff. Because when you're going uphill, it's hard to see how steep that is, but maybe I can give you an idea if I put it down here. So, I mean, it's uphill. Hard to put it into proportion though. Maybe you can see it from the side here. It goes all the way up to there. And I believe there's some flat areas there up top. Found some fresh deer scat. Look at that. Still stinks. Freaking deers. Am I even filming that right? Yeah, there we go. Deer scat. Maybe it's been that one that I just passed by. But made it to the peak just about. Still not sure where I'm going to set the camp. This little area here looks kind of nice. Ooh, that's fairly fresh. That looks like elk. It's kind of broken up though. I'm thinking correctly. Yeah. Last scout trip, I was on that mountaintop. So this is another mountaintop. This looks like there's a nice valley down there. Let's see what's over there. Oh, that actually may be even better. See right there? Kind of a flat area. I think that'll work perfect. Then I just have to come up here for scouting with or glassing, because I was actually planning to head that direction there, and so I don't want to have to be hiking up and down the mountain to get to my tent. There's tons and tons of scat. It's always surprising when I take that pack off, right down there. It's surprising when I take it off, the amount of weight that just gets off your shoulders and you just feel so much lighter. Oh man, that was quite the hike. Found a nice little spot here that I think will serve well. And gonna set up my tent and then leave it here with all my gear in it, because it's a lot of stuff to carry around when scouting and I don't want to do it. Alright, camp is set up. Got my Go Light Shangri-La 3. I set up my Goal Zero on there so I can get some juice, so I can charge my phone at night and anything else that I need to charge. Alright, off to the peak, which is not very far. It's funny, when you're looking through these are actually 8 by 50 or 10 by 50s. These are even more than what you need. Yeah, 10 by 50 is really magnified, but man, it's hard to keep it from shaking because you catch all the movements. Even if you're very still, you need a tripod. So I've got this net on for two things. It's nice to have some camo, but it's also nice to not have these flies ripping you a new one. I don't know if you can hear them in the mic there, but this helps deter them a little bit. I put a little bit of bug spray on too. Well, I've managed to find some elk. See if I can zoom in on them properly. I think it was that mountain there. So there are currently 2 cowboys up on that mountain on horseback. Definitely the easy way to get up there. Let me see if I can zoom out. So if you go down this mountainside here, right around there are your elk. Ta-da! It's kind of hard to see on the camera since they're so far away, but there's a herd of elk right there. Nope, shaky. Yep. So they're currently over there. Yeah, I was just glassing with the binoculars, and I didn't think I'd find anything because I never have. But then again, I've only been hunting for 2 years now, and this is the first time I'm actually scouting. But that's freaking cool. It's exciting when you actually just, you put your mind to something and it works out. Like, this trip has been exceptionally helpful in finding elk, deer, because last time I had deer hunting season, I ended up, I had a tag and I just drove in my truck through all of the roads around here in Strawberry, and I saw a lot of does. I didn't see any bucks. Saw a whole herd of elk, but I didn't have an elk tag at that time, so just chose putting in a little bit of an effort, taking a weekend or 2 or 3, searching for the elk or the deer, finding, elk are migratory and they are nomadic, what do you want to call it? They move around to where the water and food's at, and they don't stay in the same place all the time. But just knowing that they're on the mountaintop, that way, it just helps to kind of, guess where I should be looking when I go archery hunting, because clearly they're pretty high up. They're not going to be down in the valley. That's for sure. I wish I could give more advice, but I don't have the advice. It's something that comes with time and experience. Right here. Bam. Anyhow, I might see if there's a few deer over here in these woods that I came up initially. See if I can run into, or I may just keep looking at those elk. This one is for my wife Suzanne. So this little yellow blue bird, or this yellow bird. A butterfly flew right by him. Can you see it? It's not very visible where I'm viewing from. I will keep moving. Can you see it? It's visible now. Referring to my tent, which is down over there. So look at that. That would be a bee's nest, I believe. Wasp nest. So to not make a mess, I'm going to make a little oven in which I can heat my water up. I went really minimal this time. All I've got is a knife, some gloves to work with wood, and making my stove there. This is a little bit of dryer lint from home. Stuff just picks up like no other. And it's free. An abundant supply. A very abundant supply. Tried so hard to do this. Oh, crap. Oh, man. Talk about an unplanned consequence. Shoot. Just lost all my boiling water I was going to put into this. Because the freaking coal that I had it sitting on apparently changed form and it flew forward. Oh my gosh. Okay, give up now, right? Shoot. No joke, that was very unplanned. I did not bring any other method of heating up water, and so I'm going to have to start over. At least I've got some coals to start with, and I've just split some wood and I threw that on there. Man, that sucks. This thing's getting all ugly too. I wonder if it's got some kind of coating on it. It's pretty stupid if it does. Shoot. Okay, we're gonna go clean this off. Shoot. That was totally not planned. Man. Well, anyhow, I'm going to try again. Never give up. Unless you want to eat cereal bars and granola until tomorrow. But I want to have this hot stroganoff with pasta beef because I've hiked in all today and I'm needing it. I need the protein. Anyhow, this should work just fine. Keep you guys posted. Fire's back. There. I put it a little bit bigger because I want this to go faster. Little dirty things in here. Step one. Alright, let's go along. You really don't expect this kind of stuff to happen. I lost at least an hour just goofing around with this fire. Alright, it's not going to do that again. I've got it blocked off with many rocks. Alright. I like how they did their packaging because Mountain House's meals are really tall, and so you end up having to use a massive spoon. There's the fresh and oxygenated thing. Looks decent so far. But this, it looks like, I mean, you should be able to serve yourself just fine with one spoon this big. You don't need to go and buy a large spoon. As you can see, you can get in there, no problem. So, a few pieces of grass or something that got in there. Ooh, that smells good. So I'm going to put like 2.5 cups of water into this. Only put a small amount though. I want to see how that turns out. So I'm guessing these noodles are gonna really enlarge. So, moral of the story, do not, moral of the story, do not leave your water boiling on top of coals that you're blowing on, because they, over time, shrink and shrink and shrink, and then my water fell over. I'm sure that's not going to happen all the time, and I'll probably have a stove, so whatever. It is what it is. Just a little bit harder. I had to work a little bit harder for my meal, that's all. Yeah, I'll eat this. I'll tell you what I think of it compared to Mountain House meals. Well, I believe it's ready. I might have added a little bit too much water, but I think it's going to turn out okay. It's a little watery, but it's not too watery, so it's somewhat creamy. So I think I just put a little bit more than, was required. Anyhow, let's give it a run, see if it's worth $5. It's okay. Not bad. I think I should have left it longer because it's kind of crunchy. It's good. Good stroganoff. Looks like it has mushrooms in it too. I'd buy it again. So, it's worth a try. If you run into it, it's made by liveprepared.com, and yeah, it's like $5.39 at Macy's. Maybe it's cheaper elsewhere, I don't know, but it's good. Very similar to Mountain House. They had a bunch of other ones. They had chili, they had broccoli with rice and chicken, I think, and there were a bunch, but you guys can check them out. They're worth taking a look at. Anyhow, I'm probably going to go for a stroll after this, so catch you guys later. Packing out some garbage in the meal bag, because I can just zip it up and shove it into my bag. Nobody will ever suspect that a fire was made here. No, rocks are hiding it. Ha ha. Anyhow, I'm just heading out. Gonna go explore this little hill here and see what I can find. See if I can see any deer. Maybe elk. I think I'm down to my last 2 water bottles, so I'm gonna drink this for tonight, and I have the other one for my oatmeal with blueberries. Oatmeal with blueberries. Lots of deer come through here. And you can see how these are just totally worn down, these little pathways they've created. Little birdie. Oh, that's an interesting looking bird. This one into the bush, he didn't even fly off. Ta-da! We made it. Yes. So this actually is not the peak that I went with my brother. It's one more over. Son of a gun. But this one's much higher. Nice breeze hitting. Yeah. What a sight. Well, I'm walking along here, And I noticed that these leaves are all chewed up, and you can kind of see that. They've been gnawed upon. And so I think these deer or the elk, whatever come here, they like to gnaw on these. There's a whole bunch of these plants just eaten away all along here. Same type of plant. Must be why they like to come up here. There's just a ton of food. I was thinking to myself, you know, so many people, they miss out on these peaks. They miss out on the beauty of this valley because all they do is spend their time riding the roads with their ATVs. I mean, right now I'm on top of one of the higher peaks. I mean, it's not as high as that one, but in the middle of here, the middle of Strawberry Reservoir, this portion that I'm at, this is the tallest mountain in this valley. And I get a pretty good view of both sides. That side's too far though. I mean, you can see it's hard to even see it. It's like a haze. But that side, you know, you can easily glass the whole entire mountainside just from up top here. Is it high enough? So, I mean, you gotta get out. You just sometimes explore beyond the boundaries that the government builds for you. So, I mean, like, you can get on all these roads that come out here. There's one right there. But you miss so much when you only hang out on those roads. Just because you can't get to these peaks. If you had a horse, that would actually be really cool, because those guys were way up on top of that mountain out there, the ones that were looking at the elk. Didn't take any exercise whatsoever. But then you come to the dilemma that, do I want to exercise and become more fit, have a healthier life, live longer? Or do I want to have things easy, have a horse carry me to the top, have an ATV carry me up to the top? I mean, maybe it's not possible to get to well, maybe it is possible to get up top there with an ATV. I could be wrong. I know there's a little tower up top of that one, way out there. It's a little tower. So, oh, it's getting blurry. So definitely there's got to be roads. I was hoping that that they'd be on this hill, but they were on the other hill there. There's probably other ones though, and I'm gonna keep looking. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to look tomorrow at the water holes. This scouting trip has been a success, and in a number of ways. I've seen lots of bucks with velvet, saw a herd of elk, and had some difficulties with my boiling water. But, you know, it's okay. Just tearing the tent sitting around. I was looking at my Fitbit. It's on my bracelet there. And 15,000 steps, 7.68 miles, 4,000 calories burned. It's a good amount of exercise. I was just taking a look at altitude and my previous trip on the GPS. So the black thing is the previous trip when I went with my brother. The little man is where I'm currently at. So you can kind of see I'm not too far from the other point. See that? 0.2 miles every square there. So it's less than a mile to that other peak, but there's a lot of elevation that you go through. Sunset at 8:51. It's about 7:30 so far. Oh, crap. Elevation. That's what I wanted to see. So I'm currently at 9,328 feet. Pretty high up. Anyhow. So I was looking through my bag. I was trying to find some oil because I was doing a little cleaning over here. Let's see if there it is. Anyhow, I was going into the bag and I was putting my hand down there, and then I was like, I wonder if there's a water. I reached all the way down to the bottom, and lo and behold, brand new water. I was down to half a bottle of water, and I wasn't even going to eat breakfast in the morning because of it. I probably still will not eat breakfast in the morning because I'm thirsty, really thirsty. So I'm going to drink that water there up, maybe drink half of the other one and save the rest for tomorrow morning's hike out. This will probably be the end of this. Hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video. I don't think anything's going to kill me while I'm out here. It's pretty peaceful. I may hear some wildlife passing by, some deer or elk, because I'm right next to the trail. But I'll see you guys in another adventure. Probably do another scout trip. Hunting season is coming up. August 16th is the beginning of archery, and so I'm preparing for that. Anyhow, see you guys next time. Some kind of dog outside. Yeah, that was freaky. That was some freaky. Eyes watering. I don't know what that was. It sounded like a dog, though. And I had seen on this trail, I had seen prints that looked like a wolf or a dog, but I figured, I don't know. I'm very, very thankful that I brought a gun with me. Because, man, if that thing had attacked, I would have shot the crap out of it. Just blown it away. It's just like, heads are shaking right now. I don't know if it was a wild dog or what it was, but it was just barking like a dog. It didn't have to sound like it was a coyote. It was more like a very prominent bark, as you heard. I hope it doesn't come back. Hope that's the end of it. Wonder if there's wild dogs out here. I'd actually be interested in asking a DNR person. noticed it freaked out when I turned on the light. I turned the light out and it kind of deterred its presence. I think it was trying to say, hey, this is my home. It's like my territory. Well, it's currently about 5:30. So, battery on the flashlight died. I haven't heard anything else. Well, I haven't slept since that incident. Go figure, right? Who would want to go to sleep after hearing that? It's currently 5:54. I think it's almost light enough that it's going to warm up. I'm going to start packing my stuff up. Now I'm curious as to what's out in these woods. Is it stray dog, or is it wild dogs? Is it a wolf? I don't think it's a wolf because I think they bark differently. I don't think they really bark. I think they howl. And I don't think it's a coyote because that was not a coyote bark. It was a very full bark that you'd hear from like a household dog. And I know there's cows free grazing out here. Is it possible that maybe they've got dogs watching those cows as well? I really don't know. But then again, if they've got cows and they're free grazing, why is this dog up on this mountain that I'm camped out? Because I'm not camped out in like the valley. I'm camped out on top of this mountain. And there's tracks that go through this this mountaintop that I'm on. There's tracks, there's deer tracks, and like I said, I saw dog tracks, but when I earlier came in, but I figured they were just, coyote tracks. And I could tell they're dog because they were a larger print, and I figured they probably weren't wolf, because I don't believe wolves are in Utah, or at least not officially. The other thought I had was, I lost my train of thought. So yeah, I mean, could be just a wild dog, or it could be a dog that protects the herd of cows, because there's a lot of free grazing cows. But I don't know a ton about dogs, but I think that was more of like a warning bark, like a territorial, or, barking to say, hey, this is my territory. You're in my house, kind of thing. But he didn't attack. Anyhow, I'm rambling again. Beautiful morning. It's only like 7 o'clock, I think. So these are what I'm talking about. You see it there? I was right around here. That's the size of my finger. I have fairly big hands. I'm 6'5". But it's a big imprint. It's not small. It's not a coyote. And so, I don't know. My guess is it's a wild dog. Because I don't think there's wolves in Utah. At least that's what they say. And wolves don't bark like dogs, I don't think. Correct me if I'm wrong, I'd like to know. Drink the last of my water. Drank the last of my water and had an oatmeal bar, or a Cliff Bar, for breakfast. Shouldn't be too bad. Should be all downhill, so that was the only uphill climb. Here's another one. Fairly large, as you can see, my fingers there. It's not coyote. Wow. Solo camp out in Strawberry Reservoir, atop of the mountain. Cooking my dinner was horrible, as I spilled the whole first batch of my boiling water, which took a while to boil because it was over coals, over small pieces of wood, because I didn't want to make a big fire. And then freaking dog waking me up at 5 a.m. barking because he was upset that I was there. It's my only guess, because it didn't attack. It's the first time I've actually had to rack a bullet into the chamber while out in the woods. I don't do that very often. Yeah, but this is all downhill. May run into some deer. Like I said, this is a deer haven. Anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed the adventure. Did not expect this kind of adventure coming out. Oh man. Well, I'm out of here. If I see a deer, I'll try and film it. Otherwise, thanks for watching.